Welcome out to a new episode of Dirty Story Night. This week we have Phallus Minimus Urkles Urkle. Please support us at patreon.com/IABD and check out all our great programming at IABDpresents.com. Now enjoy.
The title of mine is Love is a Family Matter. It was a nice day in the Windy City. Laura Winslow laid stuck in her house. This COVID-19 lockdown was brutal. She was horny, and the bad boy types she usually sleeps with weren't returning her calls. As patient zero of Chicago's coronavirus outbreak, everyone was afraid of her. Cabin fever was setting in. She was bored. She needed to talk to somebody, to anybody. She pondered her situation and took a breath, picked up the phone and began dialing. Hello, Steve? It's Laura. I'm really lonely and no one else can click. Halfway through her sentence, the phone hung up. In an instant, Steve Urkle was at the door of Laura's bedroom. Steve, how did you get here so fast? Laura asked. Why, teleportation, my sweet buttercup. You can't go outside right now. We're social distancing. So I invented a teleporter for social distancing, and I also invented a cure for the coronavirus this morning. Really? Laura asked. Her eyes widened. She was beginning to feel hopeful, excited. Steve, you have to cure me. I'm tired of being stuck in this house. Steve Urkle put a smug look on his face. Not so fast, my little love ballerina. You want the cure, you're going to have to give me something in return. Laura folds her arms and rolls her eyes. Steve, I'm not going to sleep with you. Well then, said Steve, looks like my services are no longer... Oh, wait, Laura interrupted. Okay, fine. She slinks up to Urkle. She lowers one of her shoulders, revealing it through the collar of her t-shirt. Steve's heart rate increases. He feels a stirring in his loins. Laura presses her body against Steve's. Steve squeals. His suspenders fly off straight up into the air. His oversized pants and underwear fall down to his ankles. Laura cups Steve's balls. Steve's face turns red. He exhales smoke through his nostrils. He feels like a bull ready to charge. He is going to take his lover to her bed and give her hours of pleasure. Then Laura presses his taint and he comes all over Laura's shirt. Laura felt disappointed, but also grateful that she didn't have to take things farther. Steve Urkle just looks at the puddle of splooge in front of Laura and can only think of one thing to say. Did I do that? Hey, Steve, I got you off. Now cure me of the coronavirus. Steve pleads, but Laura, the deal was for sex, not a hand job. Steve, cure me of the coronavirus. Laura was becoming impatient and turned her back on him. But, my sweet, you don't understand. The cure for the coronavirus could only be administered vaginally with my penis. Well, great, Steve. Laura throws her arms up in the air. How are you going to fuck me if you just keep prematurely ejaculating? Through Steve's teleporter comes another figure, a clone of Steve, a much sexier clone. Stefan Urkel. Steve, Stefan says, you gotta learn to take it slow if you want to last. Let me show you. Stefan Urkel, now that was a man. Laura's joints became slippery at just the thought of sleeping with Stefan Urkel. Stefan goes over to Steve and begins making out with him, full tongue. He pinches Steve's nipples, stopping when Steve was too close to climax, teasing him, edging him. Stefan Urkel turns Steve around and takes him from behind. Steve was in so much ecstasy that his glasses slipped off of his sweaty nose bridge. Laura was puzzled, outraged, and yet watching Steve Urkle have sex with a clone of himself was somehow the hottest thing she had ever witnessed. She plays with herself as she watches Steve and Stefan take turns being top and bottom. Everybody in the room got close to climax. Then Laura's closet starts thumping. The door breaks. Out crashes Waldo Faldo Geraldo. And as we all know, Waldo is a huge cuckold So he had been hiding in the closet, watching and masturbating the whole time. He jacked off so hard, it broke her closet door. The ceiling began thumping too. Through the ceiling, Carl Winslow crashes downward, falling onto Laura's bed, with insulation from the attic falling on him. The ceiling gave out, apparently. Everybody looks at this accident, knowing it's Urkel's fault. In a stern voice, they all stare at him and unanimously say, "Go home, Steve."
It's All Been Done presents
Who's got the time?